do you have? Does coffee affect your sleep? Are you aware that coffee or caffeine affects your sleep? And how much coffee or how much caffeine is enough? Do you know it depends on you, it depends on your body type, it depends on what time of the day that you take your coffee. So how much coffee is enough and when? What is the best time of the day for you to drink coffee? Well, come on, getting out of bed in the morning, mummy's little helper, a lovely cup of tea or coffee, it's all caffeine, and that's what gets us out of bed in the morning. It stimulates our brain, it gets our body moving. And there's people that absolutely love it. Mo Farah, we have a lot in common. Bright personality, lovely long legs. Okay, he's got a few gold medals that I don't, but he also loves coffee, swears by it. Athletes, and I use myself in that term loosely, athletes love coffee. It gives them a boost, it gets them going. So if you want to get up and go for a run, then have your coffee. Coffee has a serotonin boost, and that boost affects the limbic part of the brain. What's the limbic part? Well, you've got the neocortex, the front of the brain, and then you've got the back, the limbic, which is a little bit more primeval, a little bit more instinctive. And if you've read my book, the limbic part of the brain is where the inner teenager resides, the one that just goes off at the slightest provocation. Well, serotonin in the limbic part of the brain is connected with coffee, and it's going to make you feel good. Serotonin is the happy hormone, and if it's linked with the limbic part of the brain, you're going to get a big love, a big feeling of joy from drinking coffee. So it helps, it moves you on. It's great with your mood enhancer, and it makes you feel good. And if you're exercising, it's going to give you that boost. The problem comes, as you can imagine, is how much you're drinking and what your diet is like. Really? Yes. So when you combine it with a bad diet and high levels of stress, and when I say combine bad diet, I mean high levels of starchy carbs and sugar, your body becomes insulin resistant. That means that your body, your cells won't pick up the glucose that's in your body, and your insulin is poured out and out and out into your body, and the cells are shut, which means that your body becomes insulin resilient. You cannot deliver glucose into your cells. And when you've got coffee and cortisol in your body, because coffee stimulates cortisol, the stress hormone, you can't monitor your glucose and insulin levels as well. Your glucose is stuck in your bloodstream. You're insulin resistant. Your cells have shut down. You can't access the glucose into the cells. Therefore, you need more insulin. And this is particularly bad if you've got a really heavy diet in starchy carbs and sugars, because coffee raises that stress hormone, adrenaline and cortisol, which stops your body from processing sugar. Something to bear in mind. Now, when you've got too much cortisol in your body, too much stress, you're drinking too much coffee, then things start to happen like you lose collagen, elasticity, muscle tone starts to go, creaky joints, bone loss, and you become, ironically, less resilient to stress. So it becomes a vicious circle. The other thing that coffee does is it blocks adenosine. Now, this is a chemical that drops at night. I explained this in last week's blog. Adenosine builds and builds and builds and builds through the day. You go to bed and it drops. Well, caffeine blocks the receptor, so it keeps building, but your body doesn't feel the benefit. And of course, coffee is going to keep you awake. And that's not going to, and if you're lacking in sleep, you're therefore going to lower your insulin sensitivity. So you have to monitor your coffee. How much is safe to drink? Well, if you're considering that coffee has a half-life, or caffeine has a half-life, which means it takes that half amount of time to get half of it out of your body. So if it's got a half-life of 5 to 7 hours, it's going to take at least 10 to 12 hours to get fully out of your system. Then you're going to bear in mind what time of day you are best drinking it. And age is going to affect your caffeine receptors and how well you get rid of it, as well as if you smoke, and if you're taking female hormone contraceptions. So you need to bear those in mind. So 1 or 2 coffees a day, absolutely fine, bearing in mind that the half-life of a coffee is 5 to 7 hours. So enjoy it, but enjoy it in small doses and have a good, fit, healthy life. Part of the Get Gorgeous plan. Hopefully you've read my book, Get Gorgeous, How to Feel Fantastic Every Day. You can buy it on Amazon, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.